Hello everybody and welcome to my newest video, and this is going to involve movies and records. Alright, what you're looking at now is a framed poster that came with a DVD that I recently purchased, and it is for the movie Motel Hell. And here are the specifics of the poster. So let's get on to the movie DVD review. Alright, I'm back from the room where the poster was displayed, and it is a poster of this movie. And this is one of those steel box type situations. And here's what was stuck to the back. And here's the Motel Hell steel box DVD. And what can I say? This thing is wonderful. It's the greatest. The Motel Hell 1980, I guess, horror comedy feature is out of sight. With Farmer Vincent and his sister Ida burying people in the ground like Cliff Clavin from Cheers, and that one girl that was on the Grady Wilson Show, which was a spin-off from Sanford & Son. She gets buried in the ground too. Anyway, if you haven't heard of this movie, definitely look it up, but I know that you have heard of this movie. Who hasn't? It's one of the funnest watches ever. All right. Let's get into more movies. Here's a movie called Sorcerer by the director of The Exorcist and The French Connection. And it is about a group of men driving trucks through South America with faulty explosives on the trucks, where if you go over a bump a little too hard, it's going to explode. It's one of the most intense movies you will ever see. I don't know what to say about this. It is severely intense. Any scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark, or I'm trying to think of some movies that are intense, are nothing compared to this. Anyway, if you got the money to buy the DVD, or if it's on some streaming thing, which I don't get into the streaming things because I gotta have something to hold. Anyway, Sorcerer is wonderful. It's an edge of your seat movie. All right, more movies. Well, these aren't movies. This is a television show. And these are not cheap, but they're worth it. They're very worth it. All right. This is The Outer Limits, Season 1. This is The Outer Limits, Season 2. These are the Blu-rays, you know, the expensive ones. And Season 1 comes with a book telling all about all the episodes and little pictures from the episodes. And the packaging looks like this. Geez, one of them fell out. There we go. And The Outer Limits was kind of like the Twilight Zone, but it wasn't. The Twilight Zone was kind of wordy. The Outer Limits gets straight to the action. So if I had a choice between Twilight Zone episodes or episodes of The Outer Limits, I would choose The Outer Limits. They just packed more power into the strangest little stories you've ever heard of. The second season is more compact. They squeezed more into less discs than the first one. And the only problem with The Outer Limits, as far as getting the DVDs, is the cost. These don't come cheap. I think these two cost me $100. And I don't know what to say. I shopped and I shopped and I could not find these two for under $100. And I bought used, beat up copies. And the cheapest I could get them was $100. If you want brand new copies, oh boy, that's much more money. Anyway, these are worth it. There's a little thing on the back here that says the best program of its type ever to run on network TV, Stephen King. Anyway, if you see these things for cheap, and even if you see them, to where they're not that cheap, pick them up. They're wonderful. And you can't see these things on YouTube. I tried. In fact, I don't know of any streaming service that are showing episodes of The Outer Limits. Plus, it's funner just to have a product. All right, enough of the movie stuff. Oh, one more time. This movie is really, really good. I don't know how many of you have seen this, because only about 20 or so people watch these videos. But wow, The Sorcerer by William Friedkin is out of sight. All right, let's get to the records. But before that, in the vinyl community, I think there should be videos of, how when you get a record and there might be records with it to kind of like stabilize the packaging, or record jackets to stabilize the packaging. Maybe people should do videos of those things that they have received. And I'll start it off with this. No record came with this thing. It's just a jacket. But it's the most impressive one I've ever received, and it is The Jerk, Bam Boom, Last Chance to Dance, Greasy, Rhythm and Soul Party, Girls Round One, and it is from Romania, and it's a bunch of American, rock bands, like the Autographs, Joan Protector, Baby Jean, The Gems, Lisa Bett, Mary Johnson, Little Brenda Starr, and Tawny Reed. And the Tawny Reed song on this thing is Needle in a Haystack, which the Giant Bong Hits, GBH, covered. Anyway, you might want to check out Jerk, Boom Bam Records from Romania, and pick up some of these groovy compilations from the 60s. All right. Now, you might have noticed this thing. This is something I found in a box that I forgot that I had, and this thing is a poster that I bought at a Cramp show. And it's advertising the record, Big Beat from Badsville, that they were touring with, and it's been damaged. It was rolled up, but it's creased, but I framed it anyway. I forgot that I had this thing. I hadn't seen it in years, and put that thing down. This is the ticket stub from the show where I bought that thing, and these were the little flyers that were on the merch counter. And the t-shirt that I bought at this show is kind of long gone. Sort of. I bought two of them. And the white t-shirt is long gone. And I am going to go get the orange t-shirt that I picked up at the show. Wait one moment. All right. This is the orange t-shirt that I picked up at that show. There's no back to it. And it advertises the Halloween Ball 96. And the other t-shirt, I don't know where it is. Anyway, this shirt and this poster are the merch counter purchases that I got at this show in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Huntridge Theater when the Cramps stopped by and did a show for, I would say, less than 100 people. That big theater on Charleston Boulevard was kind of empty when the Cramps played. It was kind of heartbreaking, but all the cool people were there. I was there. We had a great time. All right. Now, here is a record that I recently received in the mail. And this is the soundtrack to the Shawshank Redemption original motion picture soundtrack, music by Thomas Newman. It's a double LP. And both LPs are blue. And I got this thing from Walmart, of all places. This thing is definitely worth buying. This is a wonderful soundtrack. I listened to it the other day while cleaning the house, and it made me watch the movie again. All right. Let's move on to more stuff. Okay. This is an album I'm not going to show until another album shows up, because that will be my tribute to the Mask Club in Hollywood, California. All right. One last record, and then it'll be the end of this video. This is the Butthole Surfers. This is the European copy of the Brown Reason to Live record on Alternative Tentacles. And that's what the vinyl looks like. And I just received this thing in the mail, and it didn't cost me too much. Anyway, this thing is a life changer. And maybe I should do a video of life-changing records. And this would be at the top. And to finish off the video, I'm going to show another record that should be right up there with the Germs first LP, the Circle Jerks first LP, Dead Kennedys first LP, and things like that. And it is this one. Well, let's pull it out of this little jacket. The Exterminators. Every song on this is completely wonderful. It's a life changer. And it's too bad that this band didn't get into a studio before they broke up. In fact, I don't even think this band did demos before they broke up. And this is a recording of their songs when they, I guess recently they all got together. And let's see the date. Yeah, 2016. In 2016, all the original members of this band from Phoenix, Arizona got together and decided to make a record of all the songs that they were rocking out and playing in small bars in Phoenix, Arizona in 1979-78. And it's just too bad that they didn't have any official recordings when they were young. But at least they had the heart to do it when they were older. Because we're all going to benefit from this thing. This is a great record. And I would put this right up there with the Germs' first record. This is a great thing. All right. My next video is going to be a tribute to The Mask, a club in Hollywood, as soon as a record shows up. And the records that I'm going to get from Europe, which I'm not going to get, I reordered from people in America that had them at, a much larger price. But I wanted them, and so I'll be able to show you those. And the ones from Europe, I guess they're just not going to show up. Again, a warning, don't buy anything from Europe now. All right, that's the end of the video. And remember, wow, this movie is good. I'm sorry I'm harping on this, but this is really good. And so is this thing, if you remember it. And there's I guess it's supposed to be a punk rock band or a rock and roll band called Ivan and the Terribles in this thing. And it makes you wish that they were a real band. Anyway, Motel Hell, The Sorcerer, Outer Limits are out of sight. All right, good night.